Ji Seong-ho was imprisoned as a political prisoner in North Korea. He was in a military camp, which was part of the North Korean prison system. There, he was forced to do very hard labor every day. He was one of those who tried to escape from North Korea. He was intensely searched for. He was under intense surveillance. He planned his escape from the North Korean prison. He observed every movement within the prison. Every day of his life was a struggle, but escaping from there was extremely difficult. Before reaching the border, there was a shallow river of very cold water, and there were many barriers to cross from there. Then came the electric wires installed at the border. These wires were electrified. Then came the security at the border. This security was very tight. Patrols were conducted every 5 minutes along the border. Seong kept all these things in his mind every day and continuously made his plans. He knew that if he escaped, he would have peace for the rest of his life. But if he was caught, it would be a life in prison. Once, in the prison, he saw a girl who tried to escape from the North Korean prison, but she failed in her attempt and was caught. After being caught, the girl was shot in front of all the prisoners. Every prisoner was under very tight security. Security watched their every move. In the North Korean prison, 2 prisoners were forbidden from sitting together. Seong noticed every movement of the security at the border and memorized their duty change timetable in his mind. Once, while working, he felt someone was watching him. He turned around from a tree and saw another prisoner looking at him. That prisoner was continuously observing him, as if he wanted to tell him something. His name was June. He had also been given the same punishment and had been in prison for 3 years. The 2 of them made a plan together to escape from the prison. They both shared their ideas for escaping. It was very cold. The fear of border security, the electric wires that could destroy a human body in a minute. Mealtime came, and all prisoners were given only 20 minutes to eat. If they were later than 20 minutes, they wouldn't get food. Seong got in line to get food. Seong was at the front of the line, and June was at the very back. After getting his food, Seong looked for a place to sit, but he was completely silent because he had lost his family. He went straight and sat in the middle seat next to June. The 2 of them just ate without starting any conversation because prisoners were forbidden from talking while sitting together. The place where they were kept was a very small hall. About 70 prisoners lived in that cramped space. Living in such a tight space was very difficult. It was very cold in the hall. To sleep, they slept on the floor below. They were not given any beds or blankets. They slept wherever they found space. They didn't have a proper place for the washroom. They used the washroom in the same hall. They had no arrangements for tissue or water. They used their clothes. Seong noted everyone's movements. He planned to escape that night. As soon as bedtime arrived, Seong picked up his sleeping clothes and pretended to prepare for sleep. He noted everyone. It became nighttime. He stayed awake late at night and noted all the movements and the guard's arrival. He couldn't sleep. As soon as the guard left the hall, Seong made his escape plan. He knew that by 3 a.m., the guard would be very tired and would fall asleep. Taking advantage of this, he left the hall and ran towards the border. He didn't look back or think about anything. He ran very fast. He slowly began to climb the path leading towards the border. He was now between life and death. If caught, he would be killed. He felt someone behind him. A guard was pointing a gun at him from behind, and he was caught. After being caught, he was brought back to prison. Restrictions were increased everywhere. Security became even tighter than before. Seong was brought to the prison, and a separate cell was arranged for him. He was kept apart from the other prisoners. Security on him was made extremely tight. His every motion and movement were noted, and his workload was increased. After a few days, he was put back to work. This time, his every movement and motion was noted. Security on the other prisoners with him was increased. Security was alert at their every step and point. This security was always with them and never left them alone. But the thought of escaping from that prison never left Seong's mind. He kept making new plans to escape. He had also lost his family. One day during work, he made a plan to escape that very day. And this time, he made a strong plan. He thought about escaping all day. June was also part of the planning to escape with him. The two kept looking at each other, but did not let anyone know about their plan. No other prisoner knew anything. Seong was very tired from working, and his shoulder started hurting a lot. He stopped working for a while. Evening began to fall, and Seong finalized the escape plan with June. They first noted everything. They noted that the work area was completely empty. There was no prisoner there, and it was very cold. There was no one anywhere. The guard's shift at the border was also ending. Now, the two of them were making an escape plan from under a tree. Now, the two started running. June ran ahead, and Seong followed. After going some distance, Seong's foot slipped and he fell. He still got up and tried to run. June, who was ahead of Seong, had reached near the border. June got caught in the border wires. The wires had a lot of electricity. Electricity destroys the human body with a shock within a few minutes. Seong tried to lift June, but he did not get up. He noted that June had died. He climbed over June and started crossing the border. He was very sad about his friend's death. Now, he had reached the South Korean border, and he did not celebrate yet. He slowly, controlling himself, started climbing down but was still afraid. Now behind him, in the North Korean prison, the guard had reached the border. They saw June dead on the wires, but they saw hand marks on his back. They felt that there was another prisoner with him who had crossed the border. Now they started looking across the border and searched. Seong, who had crossed the border, had broken his leg due to the electric wires. The human body can barely endure an electric shock. Now, an alert was started in every camp, and a search was conducted. Prisoners were woken up and checked. Everyone's bed, the hall, was checked. After checking everything, they found out that Ji Seong-ho and June had escaped. June had died. Now Seong, having crossed the South Korean border, was waiting a little, worried that search dogs might come. He celebrated freedom in his heart and took a breath of relief. Now guards with dogs had come searching for Seong at the North Korean border. They were looking for Seong everywhere along the border.